So yesterday afternoon, I was on a Zoom call with Ingham Health and with Ingham County Health Officer Linda Vail, who was asked about the land shark. Will they possibly face any fines, sanctions, whatever? She went through the process. She said no. Here's why. And she went through it. This is all about the governor last Friday gathering with at least 11 other friends. There could have been more. We don't know. A photograph was taken. She looks happy in the picture. Hey, getting around friends and family again after this pandemic, I don't blame anyone for being happy. But it was still under the rules. It said social distancing, tables can't be put together. All the things that got people in trouble before hadn't changed yet. At any rate, now Michigan Freedom Fund is saying, look, everybody else who had problems along those lines with the state, you ought to be refunding them and rescinding violations. Tori Sachs is the new director of the fund, taking over from Tony Daunt, which means I don't think she's now with Michigan Rising Action anymore. I think she is, though, on the other end of our line. Good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning, Dave. Thanks for having me. I am at the Michigan Freedom Fund now.
All right, so I got that part of it right. Good.
Yeah.
I'm going to check that one box. I know at some point here, you're going to go, Dave, no way, you're wrong about X, Y, and Z. But at least I got that right out of the chute. You're asking for these to be changed. Well, I mean, first of all, did Ingham do the right thing? Telling Landshark, no, you're not at fault here. No fines, no problem.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the situation, whether the Landshark invited them or if they just decided to show up. But the fact that the governor was allowed to sit at a table, with 11 or 12 other people, while the rest of us still have to wait another week to be able to do that is just ridiculous. I think that, who knows if the governor even knew that she was defying her own rule, again, because that rule is ridiculous. But I think this is a great illustration of why all of these pandemic orders need to end immediately. There's no reason that I have a friend who has 5 kids. There's no reason that she can't take her husband and her kids to Bob Evans and not have to sit at 2 different tables this weekend, but Governor Whitmer does. That's just ridiculous. So we're calling to end all of the orders immediately. We want all of those people who have received violations, we want all of those rescinded, and then we want the state to refund the fines that they've collected. And look, there's fines and violations at the state level, at the local level, at the city level.
So hang on a second. I want to ask you about that, though, the rescinding of violations, refunding fines. I mean, that's kind of like saying, isn't it okay, the governor got pulled over if she drove for speeding and got a warning for going 10 over, but because she got a warning, everybody else that got a traffic ticket doesn't have to pay theirs and can go and say, what about me? I mean, we don't do it that way. If they were willful in violation at the time, why should the state rescind that violation and refund them any fines paid if indeed they have paid?
I think it's pretty clear, Dave, that all of these rules are not based on science or data. Why are we fining people? Why are we taking away the licenses that these businesses have paid for? Why are we taking away the opportunity for the workers at these places to make money? I mean, look, if you're a server, and I was a server for a long time, if you're a server, I would much rather have a party of 12 or 13 than a party of 6 at a time. You're taking away those people's ability to make money, to feed their family. These rules are ridiculous. I think we're seeing now
if I had 12 or 15,
these rules
I served too back in the day. If I had 12 or 15, I had guaranteed 15%. I wasn't going to get stiff. The restaurant made sure of that. If I had 6, it was up in the air, And by the way, I made good tips. It was a good college job.
Well, you were probably a good server, But,
I was. Good.
But we have to let these people have that opportunity. I mean, we've seen now, based on what other states have shut down, what states haven't, that there really wasn't a difference. In the amount of COVID, but there was a difference in the amount of unemployment. We have 300,000 people out of work. 300,000 less people are working today in Michigan than from the start of the pandemic, or even in the labor force, for that matter. These are
what about those? What about critics here who will say, Tori? What about critics who will say of you as an advocate? Will say, okay, here she is. She's coming at the governor on the right. This is just about softening up for 2022. They're not really that mad about all this, but this is about softening up the governor, and it's probably effective right now. What would you say to somebody like that?
I mean, I don't think I would be surprised if anyone would say that right now. I mean, these rules, from whether it was the ridiculous orders at restaurants, there are friends of mine whose kids haven't been in a classroom for over a year. I'm a mom. I have small kids. I mean, finding a school for them to go to in person this year was like winning the lottery. And so I think there are many things. There are families who haven't. Who've lost people in nursing homes, who didn't get to visit their people in nursing homes. There's families who haven't been able to have a funeral for a loved one who died of something other than COVID. So, I mean, there's a lot of people who have been affected by these ridiculous, arbitrary shutdown orders that the governor herself, time and time again, haven't followed. And we're just saying it's time to end them, and it's time to rescind any violation for anyone who defied the orders as well.
Will Michigan, though, come out of this collectively better than some others? I mean, this is upset. It's kind of pretzeled the economy around the country. It hasn't trashed it or killed it, but it's turned it into something different. Now we have some issues with pricing, inflation. Go to get some gas today. You're going to find out. Buy some lumber. You're going to find out, et cetera. Are we going to come out of this economically okay, in your opinion?
I mean, I think that remains to be seen. I think the policies that Governor Whitmer is implementing, we still have shutdown orders. We still have restrictions, Dave. We're not out of this yet. Another round of restrictions end on June 1st and another end July 1st. If you look around
right,
the rest
so
of
we're
the country,
37 days though away from being done with all of it.
But why wait those 37 days? I mean, how many seasonal, small businesses, how many seasonal employees, if you have a 3-month season, at some of these summer places up north, or even down
I'm
here.
wondering. I'm seriously wondering right now about Mackinac Island.
I don't know. 37 days.
I don't know if Mackinac is going to be in perfect condition in terms of employment all summer long. When I hear that Cedar Point's got closing hours now on some weekdays because they don't have enough people for those jobs. It's going to be an interesting summer here in the upper Midwest. Tori Sachs is the new director. We congratulate her on that, on Michigan Freedom Fund, taking over there from Tony Daunt. And we appreciate you coming on today very much. Thanks, Tori. Take care and stay safe, all right?
Thanks, Dave. Everyone can join us at MichiganFreedomFund.com. Thank you.
This is 1320 WILS. 1320.